Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, grab a seat. Come on in and hit that light, hit that light. Oh, you're Aunt Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Grab a seat, prop your feet. Let's sip some tea, sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. Sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Come on in now. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah, yeah. Come on in and hit that light. Don't forget now. Auntie Mickey's house. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Roll talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh, yeah. From the jokes to the prayers, she keeps it real. Keeps it real. Auntie Mickey's house, that's the deal. That's the deal, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. Oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. On in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat. Come on in and hit the light. Hit the light, hit the light. You're at Auntie Mickey's. Yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. It's Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in her house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat, come on in and hit that light. Hit that light. Oh, you're at Auntie Mickey's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Grab a seat, drop your feet, let's sip some tea. Sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah. Come on in and hit that light. Don't forget Auntie Mickey's. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Don't talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh yeah. From the jokes to the prayers, she keeps it real. Keeps it real. That's the deal. That's the deal, baby. Yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. Oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. You know you're in a house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a see, come on in and hit that light. Hit the light on your way to Auntie Mickey's. Yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Ooh. Hey Mickey. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you got my mind. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you. Oh Mickey, you're so fine.
The like button, it don't cost you nothing. Good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. I hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful day. It's dark outside. I guess everybody else had to switch over their time too. We gained a time. We gained an hour Sunday. And I'm still trying to get adjusted to this time because now it's dark as hell outside. I'm not used to it being this dark this early, but whatever. Welcome, y'all. Good to see everybody. I'm so glad to see everybody in the house. Hello, Lizzie Lopez. How are you, my love? Hi, Fonda. Hi, Colleen. Let's see. LaWanda's in the house, okay. We got, let's see, who else? Lady of Elegance Candles. Hello, sweetheart. Jess, what's up, girl? What's up? Don't let them work you too hard. Please don't let them work you too hard. We got to hit that casino soon, real soon. Hello, Barbara. How are you, sweetheart? Hello, my love. My love is in the chat. Hello, Kendra. Camille. What is happening? Good to see you. Hello, Down South Stitcher. Looks like you was the first one in the door. I hope everybody kicked their shoes off. Go fix them a plate or a snack. Something to drink. Something. Hey, 8 with the 24. Hello, my love. How are you? So good to see you. Yes, sir. So, yes, it is Tuesday. And I'm sure you guys caught that title. I really don't have a whole lot to say about the maggot, other than the fact that she's pretty stupid. I'm so sorry, but I have a short patience for stupidity, especially when it's just flaunted in our faces the way it is. I can't imagine how somebody can be so preoccupied with one person. I mean, Danny is the shit. Let's admit that, okay? But you too could be the shit if you would quit focusing on Danny and try to be your own shit. You know what I mean? It makes entirely no sense to me. Oh, 8, I'm so sorry. I'm doing good, but I hope you're doing okay too. I hope you're doing okay. I know what you're dealing with, and you in my prayers, love. But yes, Danny is the shit. Danny is the GOAT. And for some bizarre reason, other than the fact that the maggot has no other content, she can't seem to keep her brain cells working properly because she's so obsessed. Her and her people. if that's what you want to call them. Completely obsessed, jealous, you name it. She can't have a live without mentioning Danny's name. She can't. Oh, Colleen, I'm talking about Danny Robertson. Actually, I'm talking about Maggie. Maggie is obsessed with Danny. If you were here more, you would probably know what we're talking about. But it won't be hard to catch up. Trust me. But it's it's almost laughable that she was on her live the other day, educating herself about racism, etc. of one of her people, Stormy, I believe it was. Stormy had some tweets back in the 2012 that emanated some real racist ideas or whatever you might want to. It don't take a rocket scientist to read into what she was writing. And then, I've come to realize that the maggot will support anybody that's in her corner. That's my conclusion to this. She will support anybody in her corner. She will make excuses. I mean, the fact that, good grief, the fact that she had to consult with a non-black individual in her chat. I believe she's one of her mods, Polly. Polly had to help educate Maggie on issues such as racism and whatnot. And it's pretty sad. But what catches my attention is the hypocrisy of it all. The hypocrisy. Hello, Miss Purple. Good to see you, love. Yeah, she definitely needs to be in a straitjacket. But, I'm just of the mind to think that, hey, however way she can make a buck, she'll make a buck. And she teams up with people that, as long as they have the same mindset against Danny, this is not well thinking. You will link up with Satan himself if Satan was against Danny. Okay? It's all, it's absolutely ridiculous. And the thing is that there, like I said about the hypocrisy, she kind of blows this off as, this happened a long time ago. These tweets happened in 2012. But listen here, boo-boo. You can't dismiss racism behavior. Okay? You can't dismiss that because of the time that has passed. Okay? You can't dismiss that. You talking about the KKK adopting a stretch of roadway in Georgia, saying it's a free country and whatnot, and that, hey, they should be able to, if that's what they want to do, because this is a free country. Shut the hell up, Heifer. You can't dismiss this kind of mentality, and then in another breath, this same demagogue, whatever you want to call her, whenever she gets a chance, she seems to want to throw my crack usage from the past, 40 years ago. We talking about something that happened back in the 80s. To this day, every time she opens her mouth about me, the first thing that comes out of her mouth is, oh, you crackhead. You and your husband are crackheads. Oh, but racism is something that you can get over? I mean, really? No, sweetie. Racism is embedded, boo-boo. Racism is a taught behavior, for one thing, little girl. And it ain't treated through a 12-step program or outpatient treatment, inpatient treatment. Racism is taught behavior from generation to generation. This is your hypocrisy, sweetheart. You want to talk about racism versus xenophobia and then call Danny a xenophobic. That doesn't make this woman's racism any better. That makes you sound like a damn fool. For real. Acts like a crackhead. Very, very, very bizarre behavior. She seems to forget, those that she upholds, the behavior that she upholds. I remember seeing her on a panel once. No diddy, for real. I remember seeing this heifer on a panel once. And another person was on that same panel who was a self-proclaimed crackhead. She didn't say one word to him out of line. I guess you forgot. But here, let me remind you of how stupid you look. See, you're so busy saying that the Avengers and the Crown family don't read. They don't read, but if you took the time out to open a damn book and read about the history of Black Americans, because clearly you seem to have your hands in the bucket and don't know what you in the Kool-Aid don't know what flavor it is. You all up in the Kool-Aid don't know what flavor it is. But if you took the time out to read a damn book about Black American history and the shit that Black people had to go through since they were brought over here on slave ships, rather than spew out that bullshit about the Avengers and the Crown family not knowing how to read. Bitch, you need to learn how to read instead of getting up on your platform having some little white girl walk you through it. How about that? You looked like a clueless fool yesterday. You really did. It was sad. It was actually painful to watch. Your hatred for Danny is so deep-seated that you sound like a damn child. Sitting up here scamming your people. Where's the lawsuit money? We keep asking this question. Where's the lawsuit money? Oh, you'll see my face in a little bit, LaWanda. I don't smoke on camera like Maggie. It kills me. She wants to dismiss the racism, but prompt up xenophobia, saying that Danny's xenophobic. Get out of here. Get out of here, heifer. Everything can't be learned on ChatGPT in 5 minutes. Open a book. Read up. Matter of fact, you so hell-bent on being Danny's opposite, you don't talk about the people you support behind closed doors or off camera. We won't talk about that though. Because I remember you allowed somebody up on your platform who had done something awful to their daughter. But you drug me through the mud because I didn't even have all the doggone facts. But once I got all the facts, what did I do? Answer that. What did I do? It was time to let that go. And yes, he actually scammed me out of money. Oh, that was a big joke too. You thought that was the biggest joke, because that's the other thing you seem to want to throw up in my face. You and your little raggedy ass people that follow you. You want to throw that, you fell in love with a rapist. No, I have a whole husband at home, sweetheart. You were scammed by a rapist. Yeah, I was scammed. And if that's what he is, then so be it. But see, misery loves company. And you can recognize a scammer, can't you? Because it takes one to know one, huh? Yep, she knew everything and still brought him up. Told everybody to be nice, be respectful. And waited for Ralph to come along and run him off. Because she has no backbone. So maybe this is her learning experience. Okay, Lizzie, hold on. Auntie Nikki Maggot is talking about from the toxic trolls for alcohol. Oh, no, she ain't. Miss Vodka Villain. Man, please. Man, please. How's your lawsuit coming along, Maggot? You been getting that help lately? You been getting that help lately? I seen that cut and paste job the first go round. I seen that cut and paste job. Boy, oh boy. And I know what other people used to do as well back in them days when they were doing criminal activity. Look kind of like that kind of work. But, that'll be our secret. Next time you talk to them, tell them we all said hi. How about that? Because you the type that you'll use anybody. You use anybody that can help you or be on your side. But that ain't got nothing to do with that. That's between you and God. And guess what? They said everything done in the dark will come out in the light. I'm sorry, Charles, what'd you say? Can explain to me what's her obsession with Danny, and is Danny responding to her? Her obsession with Danny is that Danny pretty much has beat everything that she's tried to do in terms of revealing her identity, etc., etc., etc. And she can't stand the fact that no matter what she tries to do, she cannot beat Danny. And so what if Danny if Danny doesn't want to show her face, she shouldn't have to show her face. You know what's very ironic to me is that you're constantly criticizing one individual for being a quote avatar, but you cozying up to drop in the PT, the lies, whatever she is, and she's an avatar, but she speaks well of you. Yeah, she is. She's a pathetic skank. She can't help herself. She can't help herself. And I hope that what was revealed to her yesterday on her platform will really dig into her brain cells and get her to understand. You know what I'm saying? You can't play both sides of the fence, boo-boo. Pick a side and stick with it. Either you hang with the racists or you don't. But she's so blinded by Danny that she's not making very educated decisions. You don't pacify a racist simply because, that tweet was from 2012. She had comments since then. So what are you going to do about this chick? I would like to know, Maggot. What you going to do about Stormy? Are you going to reject her now? Because clearly, she's a racist. Clearly, she's a racist. I mean, she put that in black and white for everybody to see. and has no defense for it. But you have more defense for her than she has for herself. Make that make sense. I'm just saying. Danny, 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 Danny. That's all you hear her talk about. No other content. No other content. And there's so much more that could be talked about from that part of the world. Talk about what's going on over there in Canada. I'm sure you can find something. But you know what you ain't gonna do? I guarantee you. You ain't gonna bring your ass over here to the United States and talk all that nonsense you talk online. I guarantee you that. You little keyboard gangster. And you're not even good at it, actually. Because you know you gotta bring ass to get ass. So, you want to impress somebody, get on a plane, come to the Americas. Hello, Q-Rock. Hello, Q-Rock. Ain't seen you but a minute. It's been just a minute, but it was a long minute. But yeah, I didn't want to waste a whole lot of your time talking about the maggot. You know, because there is other things that we can talk about that are much, much more important than, you know, that childish shit over there. But, you know, like I said, everything done in the dark. Always remember, everything done in the dark, Maggie, comes out in the light. Tell your friend I said hello. Yes, Q-Rock, I know last night, but I was just saying, I was making a joke. It's been a long minute. Were you in the chat last night, Q-Rock, at the casino? I can't remember. It was such a fast one. That was a fast live. You know, I got up out of there real quick. I collected that money and ran. So yeah, but there just seems to be some strange activity going on from that side of the world. You know, people showing up in my chat talking shit from her side of the world. And, you know, sometimes I have to address the dumb shit. It's part of the job. So now that I addressed it, I'm going to move on. Okay. You missed it, 8 with the 24. You missed it. It was a good one. I posted it. I had to edit the front part of it off, though. There was a nice big chunk where, you know, when you're waiting for people to come in and it's this long, dry space of nothing. So I chopped that off. But it's on there. You can watch it. You can watch the replay. It was a good one. She is Millionaire's Code. She can't help it. You know, I just don't understand people that, you know, to be so young and have so many resources available. You know, they don't have what we had. We had to literally open a real book to study, you know. Hi, Diane. Excuse me. You had to open up a book. But, you know, Black folks didn't have to necessarily open a book to learn about racism because that was the experience. Now, you can get the history in terms of racism in this country. You can get the history, but can't nobody teach you your own experience. Point blank, period. And that's the difference. That's the big difference. You know, she's got other things she could be doing, like going to learn how to drive. Learn how to drive a car. Okay? You sitting up in that damn house doing live after live after live. Get out, get some fresh air. Take the dog for a walk, something. But it's 2025. How many people don't know how to drive at that age? In your 30s. Learn how to brush your teeth. I mean, really. There's so many things that could be done than to waste away talking online day after day, dragging people. Exactly, 8. Exactly. But like I said, sometimes you just got to let them fall on their own. You just got to let them fall on their own. Sometimes you can't tell them nothing. They don't want to listen. Then when you get rough on them, then they want to claim the victim. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. Oh, she attacked me. She said I had flies flying around my coochie. Okay. And did that cause you to lose a meal? Did that cause you to lose a job? I think not. But see, when you start insulting people, especially older people like myself, you better be prepared for the comeback boo-boo. Because we got something we used to call the dozens. Go read about that one. You want to really roast people? You need to learn how to roast people. If you're going to be in this sector, you might as well learn how to read roast people. Because you definitely don't have that talent. You definitely don't have it. She got so mad because I said that she had flies flying around her stanky coochie that she doxed me in her chat with my phone number. Oh my goodness. Comical. She put my book up on her platform. Oh, she lost her damn mind. Well, hey, if it ain't true, that shouldn't have bothered you. I was just wondering why you have all those cans of bug spray in your kitchen. That seems to be where you're doing your live streams, in that vicinity, So, hey, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Move on. Get a subject other than Danny, other than AT2, other than King Payne, other than anybody. Talk about something worthwhile in the world. Try that part. But anyway, let me get off the subject of her, because some of her followers are getting on my damn nerves too, showing up here in this chat and other people's chats, because they seem to think something's going on. But hey, if you want something to go on, we can make something go on. How about that? But anyway, hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. Oh boy. Oh, 8 says, now she's talking ish about Sean Day. Okay, Sean will drag her around and off YouTube. The other night is girl. I'm sorry, 8. I didn't mean to say girl. That's just a habit of mine. Baby. Sean is no joke. She don't want that boy's smoke. We need a song about that. Sean is no joke. You don't want his smoke. Leave that boy alone. You think you crying now, drowning in your coffee. Let that brother get a hold of her tail. It's over. We already seen what he did, what he did with AT2. Sean Davy Wayne. What is it? I said Sean Davy Wayans. I can't never get his last name right. What is his last name? I'm sorry. I just call him Sean. Oh, she'll be crying. She'll be boo-hooing. She will be boo-hooing. Davy Way. Thank you. Sean Davy Way. That brother don't hold back. And them facial expressions. I was howling when I saw that thing between him and AT2. It was funny to me. Man, I'm glad I caught it though. That was good entertainment. And I guess it was all in good fun too. So, but anyway, yeah, he is hilarious. I'm going to move on to, I had to bring the camera up. I know I look bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I kept the camera off for a reason because I look like I just woke up, but I didn't. Yeah, I look pretty rough. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, wait. But anyway, moving on. This is going to be a pretty short live tonight. Oh, 8, you just being sweet. I know what I look like. Ooh, I swear to God. But thank you, sweetie. You know, our illustrious president. Our illustrious president actually signed. Okay, Q-Rock, I'll stop. He signed something saying that, you know, that the SNAP payments were going to go out pretty soon. You know, it won't be all of them, but, you know, those people that were waiting for SNAP funds on the 1st, that they would be receiving something because, you know, the judge came along and says, excuse me, you're breaking the law. Exactly, LaWanda. Yes, he backpedals and says, you know what? I changed my mind. F y'all. I ain't giving you nothing until this government shutdown is over. So I guess people's just supposed to just what? Drink water. What are they supposed to do? How does somebody just make a promise and then backpedal it the next day? I don't get that. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. I'll let this guy tell you. He can tell you better than me. Okay, what's wrong with this screen? Struggle streaming. What the hell? Okay, here we go. And stop. Something's wrong with my sound. Hold on just a minute. Well, I tell you, I don't know what to think about StreamYard lately, but they've been tripping. They've been doing some weird stuff. Okay.
Let's talk about something else to see if the White House has clarified on it. Federal food assistance. President Trump had posted on Truth Social saying SNAP benefits will only be given once the government is funded. So does that mean those partial payments that the court ordered released from a contingency fund? Where does this all stand?
According to the White House and that press secretary Caroline Leavitt, who just had that briefing earlier this afternoon, it is a partial SNAP fund that will be released as a result of that court order. She said that the administration will comply with that court order. And what President Trump is saying in that Truth Social post is in regards to future funding and future funds for SNAP benefits and food stamps. Now, we know that President Trump has been critical of SNAP benefits and food stamps as a whole in the past, though we will be watching for Thursday when there's a court hearing that is from several states who is trying to push this administration to fully fund the $9 million needed for the remaining SNAP funding.
Aaron Navarro, thank you. At the White House today, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the Trump administration is abiding by those court orders on SNAP and continued to blame Democrats for any delay in food assistance.
Of course they are.
The president does not want to have to tap into this fund in the future, and that's what he was referring to in his Truth Social post. So the Department of Agriculture, as for the latest SNAP payment in the judge's order, put out guidance to states today on how to get that money to the recipients of SNAP, but it's going to take some time.
Okay. Well, as we spool here.
Transgender policy. Ultimately, she was unsuccessful in securing President Trump's endorsement.
I guess that was the news. Okay, so, but now, here's the thing. That's what he was saying earlier. But then he came out and changed his mind. Nope, that's the wrong one. Nope, wrong one. All right. So according to this thing put out by the New York Times, it says Trump administration live updates. White House says it will make some SNAP payments after Trump threatened to defy court. It says where things stand. Food stamps. President Trump threatened on Tuesday to deny food stamp payments for 42 million Americans until the end of the government shutdown, even though a federal court last week ordered the administration to continue funding the program. But hours later, Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, said the administration was fully complying with the order. At the same time, a group of cities and nonprofits returned to court to try to force the administration to pay the full benefit, not just half, in November. How it affects air travel. Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, warned of mass chaos and threatened to close parts of American airspace next week if the government shutdown continues. While he has frequently pledged to reduce air traffic when controller absences rise, his threat to shut down airspace conveyed an increased sense of alarm. Supreme Court. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that he would attend the Supreme Court argument on Wednesday over Mr. Trump's power to impose many of his tariffs, emphasizing how pivotal the case would be to the president's signature economic policy. And it also says furlough notices to federal workers leave out any mention of back pay. It is federal law that furloughed workers receive back pay after a government shutdown. But the Trump administration has stopped clearly, stating that workers will get their missed pay in some of its latest notifications about furlough status as the shutdown continues. At the beginning of the government shutdown on October 1st, Notification about furlough status to employees at the Department of Agriculture included this language. After the lapse ends, you will receive your standard rate of pay for the furlough period in accordance with a law that President Trump signed in 2019 during his first term. Ain't that a blip? So, I mean, it just seems, I'm sure his dementia is definitely just taking over. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. Hi, Just Risa. How are you? He should be reprimanded. Absolutely. He's going against what the judge has ordered. He should be reprimanded like anyone else. It's ridiculous. But, you know, this is what happens when the government is shut down. When the government is shut down, guess who gets to make all the shots? Call all the shots? Him. It's all by design. All by design. So, for the sake of time, I did come across a very interesting video today that I'd like to share with you. This gentleman is on YouTube as well. Hold on just a second. Trump defies court. Millions. Here we go. Let me pull this up for you. He made some very valid points. And I need to get his name. I'll get that in a minute.
If you are on food stamps benefits, I have breaking news. President Trump just announced that November food stamps will not be paid. This is in direct violation of a court order that forces the government to pay SNAP benefits for November, and is also in contradiction to what the government said yesterday. The Trump administration announced yesterday in a federal court, that they were going to pay half of SNAP benefits for November. And that is why a lot of us came on yesterday and I did a video telling you that there is hope that SNAP benefits will be paid for November. Well, the president has changed his mind. So let's review the headlines. So this is from the New York Times, saying that Trump threatens to withhold SNAP payments despite court order. I want to.
Today is Wednesday? Is it? No. Today ain't Wednesday, is it? You're confusing me, Lizzie. Okay, Lizzie is already in the future. Lizzie, you're Wednesday. We're not. You scared the mess out of me, sweetie. You can't do that to us elderly peoples. It's a scary thing.
Share another headline with you because this is breaking news. It just happened. Trump, this is from The Hill. Trump says he's withholding SNAP benefits until shutdown ends. And one more headline, I think this is coming from the CBS News. So let me share that with you. And then I'm going to explain to you what this means for you. So this is CBS News. Trump says food stamp benefits won't be paid until shutdown ends, sparking confusion.
This young man, oh God, his thing went away. Hold on. He is actually an economist. Benefits Insider. That's the name of his channel. Benefits Insider on YouTube. Hello, Michael. Hello, Nadine. I see Donna McClinton down there. So yes, he's very, very knowledgeable in this area. And I just, I think it's always good to bring somebody that knows what they're talking about to a platform that at least explains some of the ins and outs about all this.
So here's the thing. Look, I did not want to come in and record the video today because I am getting a little bit, tired of all of this confusion that is happening and threatening the food security of millions of people, especially seniors who depend on food stamps. But the president changed his mind. So I have to come and tell you why. So I'm going to explain to you what is going on. And most importantly, stay with me till the end of this video. A lot of states are stepping up in the meantime to help SNAP recipients while the government's confusion around the whole November payments continues. So if you are disappointed by this, I am exactly where you are. And I want to make sure that you understand that there are resources available to you that can carry you over until the dust settles on November SNAP payments. My name is Kwame Kwade. I am a government benefits expert. I have been helping seniors get their retirement benefits for 15 years. I create content on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and other personal finance topics that affect seniors and their budget, retirement, or benefits. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Do me a quick favor, go into the comment section and let me know your city and your state, because I
can't do that here. But anyway, I pulled him up because he is very knowledgeable. And I know that there's a great deal of people. We are all in, not all of us, but there's a big percentage of us that are in the same age bracket. You know what I'm saying? And this information, and even the knowledge of knowing that this guy even exists. Yes, Barbara, he's good. He's good. Y'all keep on living a little earlier. I mean, keep living a little bit longer. And you're going to need little stuff like this to look at, to find out what to do, So that's why I brought this up here. I wanted other people to benefit. If you aren't already watching him on YouTube, I suggest checking him out and subscribing to his channel because he's got a lot of information to share.
I'd like to know where you guys are watching my channel from. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, welcome back. If you watched my video yesterday, you can see that this is direct contradiction to what I reported yesterday.
Right.
And it puts me in a very awkward position because I was excited
that
we were turning the corner, that food stamp benefits are going to be restored finally, and that millions of seniors during this November, during this Thanksgiving month, that everybody is going to be restored and their benefits are going to be sent onto their EBT card. And then just moments ago, we learned that the president announced through Truth Social, and I want to find the exact post so that I can share with you so that you can see how. Wait, no. Okay, I don't know where that noise came from. I want to find the exact post from Truth Social and share it with you because this is how fluid this situation is. But before I do that, let me update you on how we got here. So it started with number one, the Trump administration saying that they are not going to pay November food stamps benefits using a contingency fund that they had previously used to pay SNAP benefits during a previous shutdown in the first Trump administration. So a whole bunch of states and attorney generals took the government to court, and then two separate federal judges, one in Massachusetts and one in Rhode Island, issued orders saying that what the government was doing was illegal and that they have to fund SNAP benefits using the emergency fund. So they gave the government yesterday, one of the federal judges gave the government yesterday to come to court and answer two questions. Either they are going to pay full SNAP benefits on Monday, which was yesterday, or pay partial benefits which on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So the government decided on option number two. They're going to pay partial SNAP benefits on Wednesday. So that is what I came yesterday and reported to you that, okay, it is not full benefits yet, but they've agreed to pay partial benefits. And then this morning, the president went on Truth Social and said, no, we're not going to do that. We're actually not going to pay any SNAP benefits until the shutdown ends. Remember, Today is day 35 of the government shutdown. We don't know when this is going to end.
This is ridiculous. This is this man's fourth shutdown. He holds the record of all presidents. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. This president holds the record for most government shutdowns in this nation. You know, and this covers both terms. And this is sad. And I mean, he's still got a ways to go. This may not be the last shutdown, but it's really a sad set of circumstances. Oh, thank you, Miss Purple. You're so sweet. Thank you.
And SNAP benefits for some people were supposed to have been paid yesterday, November 1st, and they haven't happened yet. So that's where we are. So I want to read to you why the president is changing his mind, and then you can get a full update on what is happening. So let's read the New York Times. The president suggested he would withhold food stamps payments a day after the administration said it will only pay partial benefits this month. So President Trump threatened on Tuesday to deny food stamps for roughly 42 million low-income Americans until the end of the government shutdown, even though a federal court ordered the administration to continue the aid into the month. In a post on Truth Social, Mr. Trump charged that benefits under SNAP will be given only to the radical left Democrat, or will only be given when the radical left Democrats open up the government, which they can easily do, and not before.
Donna, you have made a very big point. Donna says, but what's crazy, they funded WIC. Imagine that. I'm wondering why. It's the same concept. It's mainly for babies and young kids. And it's not a whole lot of food, but nevertheless, they funded that. But who knows? I don't understand their reasoning, but I do know it's a chess move. It's definitely a chess move.
So he's conditioning 42 million people getting food on the Democrats opening the government. So that's where we are. He went on to say, the president's comments carried great political, legal, and economic significance and raised concern about the administration might be violating a judge's order requiring the government to keep funding SNAP payment. The administration lawyers told two separate courts on Monday, which is what I just told you, that it will make partial payments to the roughly 1 in 8 poor Americans who receive aid under SNAP. That alone had proves insufficient for cities and nonprofits which had initially sued, in a bid to release the fund. They returned to court earlier Tuesday. So let me explain what that means.
Real Life Chronicles, exactly. How do you okay funding for WIC and not SNAP? Makes no sense. Does any of this make sense? Wait, Q-Rob, you said the Black Panther Party funded WIC? Is that right? I didn't know that. Well, kudos to them. Kudos to them. I tell you, this guy is, I'm telling you, there's something not right about this man's headspace. And he's got a whole lot of yes people in that doggone White House following behind him, knowing damn well he's wrong. But because they want to hold on to their own little power, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. They don't believe half of this stuff. They're just regurgitating what they're told to say and told to do. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I'm glad. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that these families got their WIC. I'm very glad. Definitely. Hi, Love Wins. Love Wins came in strong with Trump is a hypocrite. Yeah, they started at Q-Rock. I mean, it's like you got to pick the worst of two evils. Why would one sign for a bigger evil to get a different evil? They're both evil. What they're holding over the country's head is healthcare or eat. You got to choose which one you want. Because if you choose to eat, then you're going to pay higher healthcare premiums. That's bullshit.
So, as I said, a whole bunch of cities and attorney generals and states sued the government, including nonprofits, forcing them to pay full SNAP benefits. Why is that important? Because the government is saying that they don't have the money to pay full SNAP benefits. But that is not entirely what we've seen. They have found the money to fund WIC program. They put $450 million yesterday to fund WIC program, which I think is a good thing because WIC is an essential anti-hunger program for women and children, and that is critical for a lot of families. And so I applaud the government for finding the money, $450 million,
They
to
knew
make
they
sure
had
that
it in
WIC
the first
payments
place.
continue. However, the fact that they have the money, they pulled it out of customs revenue, means that they have money and they can pull money if they want to fund SNAP payments fully. But what they're saying is that the emergency fund only has $5 billion and you need $9 billion to fund SNAP, and they can't find the rest of the money. They do have the money, they just don't want to pay it. And so what is happening is that they have been taken back to court to force them to fund almost all of it. So let me share with you what that is. So that's a separate issue. And then now the fact that the president is denying even the half payment is going to force the states and attorney generals to go back to court and file a separate issue. So there's a lot going on right now. And before I share this with you, here's the thing. If you want to stay on top of all of this, all the news and updates that affect your benefits, your finances, and your retirement, text the word SNAP to 443-293-0080. You will be added to my text club.
You guys, I'm going to give you a moment to write that down in the event that you're interested in checking this out. Text SNAP to 443-293-0080. Putting seniors first. Get food stamp updates. Text SNAP to 443-293-0080. I'll give you a minute to grab a pencil real quick and write that down if you need to. Lizzie, I'm not sure if I agree with that. I'm not sure if she's a racist, but then she's stupid. I don't think Maggie's a racist so much as she's just stupid. She's backing a racist. She's supporting one. Just like she supported a grapist. Absolutely, Miss Purple. That orange head wants to blame everything on the Democrats when they trying to save healthcare costs, which all orange head wants, made it very hard on healthcare. Absolutely. See, one thing is for sure. This man does not know anybody like us. He doesn't have one person in his circle. Not one person in his circle that is even remotely close to being like us. All of his friends, acquaintances, or whatever are rich people just like him. So he doesn't know what struggle looks like. That's why he don't care. Those people can afford for their health care to go up. Even if it's a few $1,000s a month, they can afford that because they're rich people. Exactly, Benjamin. Those people that follow him, the not so rich people, are the ones most affected. Absolutely. That's irony right there. That's irony right there. Exactly, Donna. That's why he believes he's above the law, because he got away with it. But oh, let me tell you, what goes around comes around. That's a good question too, Lawanda. Nothing. Not a doggone thing came of that.
And join thousands of seniors that are getting text messages, 1 or 2 text messages a week, that will alert you when there's breaking news that can affect your retirement, your benefits, your finances, and other relevant information that we think you should be aware of that can affect your benefits. So text the word SNAP to 443-293-0080. It is free of charge, at least from our end. There's no charge, and you get updated and stay on top of all the breaking news that is happening. And even for somebody like me, that it's my job to stay on top of this. As you can see, there's a lot happening, because I tell you something yesterday, I wake up today, there is something new we have to report. So if you find all of that dizzying, sign up for the text updates.
It's overwhelming. It really is.
As I mentioned, there are people that are back to court trying to force the administration to pay full benefits, because they said yesterday they were going to pay partial benefits, and then they were taken to court again. So let me read that to you. So a federal court scheduled a hearing for Thursday at the request of cities and nonprofits who are fighting to secure the release of full benefits under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
I agree, Benjamin. I completely and utterly agree with you. That man is not well. I don't think he's going to make it a whole 4 years either. And I hate to say it. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't say it. But, I'm a firm believer that, the way you carry your life is how you end your life. And some people like that end up alone, miserable, in pain, lonely, you name it, a horrible, horrible final situation. It's sad. He's the real-time Scrooge. He's today's real-time Scrooge. Except at the end of that story, Scrooge finally came around and became a good guy. I don't see this guy ever becoming a good guy. I really don't. No, it doesn't. Love wins. It doesn't make any sense. Trump has been impeached twice so far, and they're trying for a third time, but it seems to make no difference. It doesn't. And that's because people in power are thinking of themselves. They didn't run for office because they really care. Maybe they did in the beginning, but at the end of the day, when you're given a choice, do you want to continue to make the bag you're making right now and have the power that you have right now? Or were you willing to go back where you came from? What's it going to be? I can almost guarantee you they've all had to make that decision. And they're right there. They made their decision.
At the time of their request, the groups were challenging the Trump administration over its decision to make partial SNAP payments this month after Judge John J. McConnell Jr. of the U.S. District Court for District of Rhode Island ordered it must try to pay or it must try to fund the program. And then here's the wrinkle, the new wrinkle. President Trump has since threatened to deny SNAP aid entirely. So that's where we are. So now that you are fully updated, here's what I'm going to say. I think that we're going to be in this legal quagmire, legal confusion for a while. And unfortunately, it is going to impact a lot of people negatively. 42 million people depend on SNAP, 16 million children, 8 million seniors depend on SNAP, 1.5 million veterans, actually 2 million veterans, 1.5 million college students, 22,000 military families, active military families depend on SNAP. And so the idea that all these people are facing real hunger, it's a big deal. It's a big problem. And I think that we can all agree that that is not a good situation. So, since last Friday, here's what I've been telling you. On Friday, I told you they've gone to court to challenge the administration. On Saturday, I told you that the court is going to hold a hearing and force the government to do something. Well, that happened. And then I told you on Sunday that there's a hearing on Monday to give the administration an option whether they're going to pay full benefits or partial benefit. They decided to pay partial benefit. And then I told you that yesterday. And then today, the president changed his mind.
Backpedal.
And so we're going to shift our attention to what are states doing to help you in the meantime while this plays out. So that's the map I want to show you. There is a new map from Newsweek that is tracking all the help that states are providing.
And you know what? Here's the other thing. We're going to have to band together. I know it's nice to have programs to refer to and whatnot, but at the end of the day, the best thing to do is to rely on each other. That's a hard pill to swallow. Love Win said the same thing. In the meantime, we have to help each other in whatever way we can. We got to go back to them old time days. The days that some of y'all may not even remember. Back when my grandparents had to, help out people on the block or vice versa. Families had to band together back in those days. They had to band together and help one another. Absolutely, Diane. We shouldn't even be having this discussion. That's the sad part about it. In my entire 63 years, I have never heard of people being afraid not to be able to eat or put food on the table for their kids. And then to have a president out there running amok like a kid on the playground. I've never seen anything like this before. And I watched Nixon play out on television live during the Watergate scandal. I watched the Iran-Contra hearings with my grandfather when Reagan was in trouble and Oliver North was on the stand. Exactly, Benjamin. I think it's a damn shame that a judge had to put the moral imperative on a POTUS to feed poor people and people of limited resources. Why are we sitting by? We gotta get on the good foot. Because what he wants is martial law. I won't, Lizzie. I won't let her contaminate the platform. I promise. But yes, we have to, as citizens, fight not only against this issue, but anything that's going to cause more division than we already have, because the bottom line is that this man is trying to throw us into martial law. I feel that in my bones. I really do. And every step he's making is heading toward that direction. Exactly, Benjamin. But like I said, there's a lot of people sitting in their living rooms right now, watching the news, saying, "Damn, what was I thinking? What was I thinking?" See, they were thinking about something over here when he had something going on over here that would impact them even worse. They never had a clue, because people were micro studying things instead of looking at the entire picture.
In the meantime, to help SNAP beneficiaries. So I'm going to shift my attention to what we can do now while this plays out. All right. So here is the map. So it says states covering SNAP benefits amid government shutdown. So in order to explain the map, if you see, the dark red, I guess, there's no help. If you see the yellow, it's increased food bank funds. And then the light red is direct financial aid. And then blue, the blue is increased food bank funds plus direct financial aid. So I'm going to go through each state that is providing help and let you know exactly what they are doing.
Wow.
So
So the red states, let me make sure I got this right. These red states get no help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 9 states. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Is that a state up there? Shoot, I can't even tell. My eyes are so bad. But my God, I can't see the light red states because of this banner down here. It looks to be 3. 1, 2. If that's, I don't know what that is either. Don't get me to lying. But nevertheless, here's the deal. There's a lot of people out there that are not getting any funds whatsoever. Absolutely, Diane. They had no idea that their vote would backfire on them in a way that they didn't see coming. North Carolina isn't. Jesus. Oh, my granddaughter lives in North Carolina. Okay. Well, like I said, we're going to have to band together. We're going to have to help folks. If your neighbors next door ain't got no food coming in, it's time to be neighborly now. We're in a time now where people are not neighborly anymore. They do want things to get bad, Benjamin. They want it to get so bad that they have to declare martial law. And what better way to declare martial law than to have a bunch of crazy people, as they call them, running into the stores and looting. And then to add insult to injury, then we've got a lot of kids that'll jump on the bandwagon just because it looks fun. Hi, Anthony. How are you? It's so good to see you, love. But this is a recipe for tragedy if it falls into what they want it to be. And when I say they, I mean the president himself, because I really don't believe that every person of power in DC is really morally standing behind this. They're standing behind it because they don't want to lose their power. They don't want to lose that paycheck. The fact that the Republicans, I don't know if they've even returned back to work yet. But they've been out. They've been AWOL for what, 3 weeks? Wow, Benjamin. I was in Best Buy and saw a man walk out with a huge TV. Security let him go like nothing. I was shocked. They were told to let them go. I've seen something like that happen before too, Benjamin. It wasn't a television. It was a whole freezer or cooler full of drinks at the check stand. He filled up this cart with all the drinks. I was like, dude, can you leave me one? Please. I believe it, Donna. And those are the things that we're going to have to do, unfortunately. Little things like that. I hope so, Benjamin. I hope so. Because let's be real. Chances are that person that took that TV, they can't eat that TV. Now, they may sell it to buy food, but chances are that ain't what's going to happen. I'm willing to bet that that fool got that TV and put it up on their wall. It's sad. That's crazy as hell.
Start with the blue ones. So if you go to New Mexico, the state actions on SNAP benefits, they are increasing money to help food banks, help SNAP recipients, and they are providing direct financial aid to their citizens, right? Let me make sure you can see this. Yes, you can. Okay, I'll scroll. Let me remove the phone number so you can see the entire screen. Let's go to Virginia. The state is increasing money to food banks and they are providing direct financial aid. Maryland, increasing money to food bank and direct financial aid. New Hampshire, the same thing. And then Rhode Island, increasing food bank aid and direct financial aid. So that covers those ones. Now let's go to some of the yellow.
Hi, Sloan.
California, increasing money to food banks. Oregon is doing the same. Washington, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Colorado, Wyoming, North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. And then Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, North Carolina, West Virginia. We already talked about Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, and Massachusetts. So all those in yellow are providing increased money. We have Hawaii that's doing the same. Hawaii is doing food banks and direct financial aid. So that's part of the blue. And Alaska is providing funds to food banks. So you can see a lot of states are providing help.
Right.
So the first thing I will tell you is that, yes, it's disappointing that the president has changed his mind, but there is help available. So states are providing money to food banks. I can tell you, when we're saying help, it is a lot of money. Maryland just dedicated $60 million to do that. California, $80 million. So the money is growing as states begin to understand.
And you know what? Along with that, like I said earlier, individual people are going to have to also understand that it takes a village, not just to raise kids, but to feed them. It takes a village. So those of us that are a little bit more able than others are going to have to start chipping in, because we don't know how long this is going to last. At this point, this guy is unhinged. He's too unpredictable. We can't take for granted that he makes a decision on Tuesday or on Monday and then changes his mind on Tuesday with no repercussions. And if he does make those changes, if they want to fight back, how many days or weeks is it going to take for them to flip him back into shape? It's a waiting period. This wheel of democracy is a slow turning wheel. And sometimes we don't have enough time to waste.
that they have to step up while this plays out in court. And I'm going to make sure that I keep updated on this list and provide you more information about specific help that is happening in your state. In addition, remember that houses of worship, churches are also helping out.
You remember what I said last night? This is now the time. This is the time, churches, to step up and do the work of God. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Helping people in need. This ain't the time to start having extra offerings to get new buildings and stuff. No, you better start feeding them people sitting in your congregation. Those same people that's been donating these extra offerings so you can get a new car or a new suit or a new something, or put towards some building that you've been building for the last 20 years. It's time now to let's stop wasting money on physical things that are not of God, because I don't believe every doggone preacher that gets up behind the pulpit and says, God gave me a vision. I want to build a humongous sanctuary that fits 500,000 people, and you got 2,000 people in your shit. Come on now. That ain't what this is about. That's not what the church is about. So this is an opportune time, churches that may be listening. If you're listening, it's time to put your big boy drawers on and your big girl drawers on up under them robes and start having your churches help your congregation. And don't stop there. Start reaching out to these people outside your congregation. Maybe if you act like you got some sense, maybe you can compel people to come to church. How about that? Instead of running them off, being judgmental about what they got on or how much makeup they're wearing. None of that makes a damn difference when it's talking about your soul salvation. None of that makes a difference. It's about what you did for your brother man. That goes from the pulpit to the pews. All of them. I'm sorry, I just went on a rant. A rant. I went up the ramp to say a rant.
So
Hooey.
I think food banks and churches are probably your best bet, because number one, during this time of the year, they are already helping a lot of people, and they understand the stakes right now with 42 million people not getting their SNAP benefits while this all plays out. So first, check with your local food bank, check with your state website on what help they are providing to food stamps recipients. Your local news is probably doing stories around that, and make sure that you're contacting houses of worships in your area to see who is supporting food stamp recipients. If this continues to go on, hopefully not before, through Thanksgiving, things are going to get really, really scary. But
here's another thing that just came to my mind. Those people that do get stamps and whatnot, I understand being in need, but it is really a slap in the face when you walk into a store and you see someone pull out their EBT card and they've got a cart full of lobster tails and shelled on shrimp and T-bone steaks and things of high-priced things. Now, I'm not knocking if you want to have something nice to eat occasionally, but you know what? When you complaining about I don't have enough money to eat, then damn it, you need to come down off of some of the things you want to eat. If you got kids, you got 6 kids, and you getting, I'll just throw a figure out there, $800 a month in food stamps. Why are you spending $200 of it on lobster tails? Another $100 on steaks. You better get some damn ground beef and some spaghetti noodles and some beans and rice and make these meals last. Matter of fact, some of y'all, I won't say y'all, but some of you people out there on these stamps, out here selling your EBT funds. And then you wonder why we in this predicament. Absolutely, Sloan. I'm amazed at some of the young ladies that don't know how to cook. I mean, come on now. There's no reason in the world you don't know how to cook. I mean, just oblivious. I don't cook. Listen. I had a parent. I can speak on this now because I don't have her kids anymore. But several years ago, I had a parent who had 4 children. Single parent. Okay? And she stuck her chest out as though she was proud to tell me, I don't cook. My babies are fast food babies. I thought I was being punked. I was looking around the house. Where's the camera? You say what? I don't cook. My babies are what'd she say? Fast food babies. I said, you gotta be kidding me. You don't cook. Is it because you don't know how? Or is it because you don't feel like it? And it was because she didn't feel like learning how to cook. So you would rather feed your babies McDonald's every day. It didn't occur to her that this food that she's shoveling into her children on a daily basis is not the best food to give them. That's supposed to, back in my day, that was a treat. Back in my day, hey, a trip to McDonald's was a treat. Otherwise, you sat down at the table and you ate dinner, whatever was prepared at the house. Now, granted, my grandmother couldn't cook a lick, but you know what I did? I took my happy ass down the street to my girlfriend's mama's house and watched how she fixed food. And if I couldn't find it with her, I'd walk on down to Uncle Barry's mama's house, because me and Uncle Barry were kids at the time. 15 years old, I'd walk down the street to his house and sit there and watch his mama cook. See? Exactly, Benjamin, that's true. A lot of it has to do with the government as well, but people have to get out of that lazy mentality and do what's best for your children. Bleach don't cost nothing, hardly. If you really want to talk about cleaning projects, or products, I'm sorry. So cleaning products is not an excuse to not know how to cook. That's a main thing about being lazy, not wanting to learn how to cook and then wanting the best because it's being given to you. No, you need to make that shit stretch out when you got children in the house. I know too many young ladies that are sitting there with this mentality of gimme, 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 and then you wonder why you're in this predicament now. There's always a cause and effect. I'm sorry, I just went on another ramp.
I am hoping that the shutdown will end soon, and then this all will be over. But in the meantime, these are the resources, and hopefully the next time I talk about this tomorrow, the map will have more states. All the red states that you see there, colored red, will change over and provide more assistance. So I'm looking for Florida and Texas to step up and do something because they have a large population of food stamps recipients. Texas has 3.5 million people on food stamps, and Florida has about 2.5. So those are huge states with a lot of seniors on food stamps that would need help. So that is where we are. Again, if you want to stay on top of this, text the word SNAP to 443-293-0080, and you'll be added to my text list and join millions of seniors and others that are getting updates. If you rather we email you, then go to benefitsupdates.com and you can sign up and join our email list, and you will also get the same updates regularly. So go to benefitsupdates.com and sign up for our email list. So if you like what you heard, hit the like button, hit the...
Okay. We can't do that from here. So yeah, we are definitely in a predicament. So I'm just praying for each and every one of these people that are dealing with this issue. I thank God that, I'm in a position where I can help somebody. There by the grace of God go I. That's how I look at it. So we all need to take anybody that can afford to do that, please. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate at all. I saw something really awful the other day. And this really it kind of plays into what we're talking about. But I seen a lady on the corner, on the freeway actually, right at the off-ramp. I was on my way home. And there was another guy standing away from her. And he was holding flowers, like he was selling flowers. And there were 2 cars ahead of me. And the first car pulled up at the light. The light was red. The next car pulled up. And the person driving stuck his hand out with some money in it to hand to the lady. She was closest to him. The guy with the flowers ran up and snatched it. And I was like, damn, is that where we headed now? And this guy was not what you would consider to be a beggar on the street. He appeared to be selling flowers. He had several bushels of flowers, as you probably have seen people do on the curb, on a freeway curb. And then there was another lady that was literally shivering. She was so cold because it was cold that weekend, and she was literally in tears. This guy ran up and snatched the money out of the driver's hand that was meant for her. Now, I wouldn't have said anything had he given the driver some flowers, because then that would have made me think, okay, well, the guy wanted to buy some flowers. But there was no exchange of any kind. None. And that poor woman looked so malnutritioned already, and she's literally screaming at this guy. And all this is going on while we're waiting for the doggone light to change. It was horrible, Jess. And I rolled down my window and I said, ma'am, did you just tell him to leave? And she says, yes, he took the money that lady, I guess it was a lady, was trying to hand to me. He ran up and snatched it. And I said, baby, it's okay. I didn't even care. I held up the line. By that time, the light done changed. I reached in my purse and I gave her $10. And she was shocked. But I'm like, listen, you just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Those are the kind of situations that we have to really step up on. We see people standing on the side of these off-ramps and on-ramps, and people are having a hard time out there. And I just pray for discernment, because everybody out there begging ain't always in need. Let's be real. But there's going to be a big uptick on people you see at these freeway off-ramps. But that was my experience a couple weeks ago. I think it was a couple weekends ago. And this is where we're coming to. This is where we're headed. Grown-ass men snatching money from somebody that someone less fortunate and more fragile. And she looked kind of sickly, to be honest with you. It's almost becoming, only the strong will survive. That's crazy as hell. But anyway, y'all love one another. Love your neighbors as you do yourself. Because we gonna need it. We gonna definitely need it. We gonna have to band together with our neighbors. If you don't know your neighbors, get to know your neighbors. Because we've gotten away from that too. If you done fell out with family members, make up. Get it right. So, Jesse in that kitchen. Hello, Desire and Fire. It's good to see you, love. Well, like I said, you guys, I told you this wasn't going to be a very long live. And at this point, I think I'm going to go lay down for a while. But I really appreciate you guys coming by tonight and hanging out with me for a little while. And we gonna all get through this. We really are. We gonna get through this. Just stay prayed up and stayed up. We'll get through. Okay? And if you're just coming in, go back and watch the replay. Excuse me. As a matter of fact, if you didn't get to join my live last night on Auntie Mickey's slots, it was a doozy. Thank you, Sloan. I will. For those of you who caught my live last night, we had a ball. And I left Muckleshoot kind of happy. I was very happy, as a matter of fact. So, if you didn't get a chance to see it, go back and look at the replay and hit the like button. Some more people will go look. Okay, y'all. Love wins. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you come back. You take care. All you guys, love one another. I love you. Take care. Love you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for staying close through thick and thin. You stuck around, let the journey begin. Every like, every comment, you light up my day. Your loyalty's a gift I won't take away. From dawn to dusk, you've been my kinfolk crew. This song's for you, for everything you do. We grow together through highs and lows. Your support is the wind that makes me glow. With every single view, you lift me higher. Your love and dedication fuels my fire. Here's to my loyal kinfolk, my shining stars. Together we're championing near and far. This is our moment, our family story to tell. Thank you for being so real. You make my heart swell. No distance. distance could ever break this bond. You trust your love forever fun. As I close this chapter with gratitude, this outro's for you, my kinfolk. So stay tuned, keep dreaming, we'll soar anew. I'm forever grateful for all of you. Until next time, keep shining bright, loyal friends and kinfolk. Good night.